even admitting a really fine performance at Prime Minister's questions, something that we haven't seen for a very long time, even admitting a really fine and well intentioned. I mean, it had a positive feel from all sides of the House. It was well intentioned. It was spirited. The questions were nobody pulled their punches really, but there was a good humour about the entire thing, with one small exception, and that small exception was Suella Braverman. The leader of the opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, asked a perfectly reasonable question. Why was she appointed? Did anybody raise any objections? And almost certainly what he was asking was, did the Cabinet Secretary, that's Simon Case, raise any objections to the appointment of a person who 6 days earlier, in fact, admitted to a breach of the ministerial code, admitted to behaving inappropriately or wrongly, and therefore was her appointment ill-advised. It was called, the leader of the opposition went on to call it a grubby appointment. Well, actually, again, he was wrong. It wasn't an appointment, it was a reappointment. And listening to the Prime Minister, it was very difficult to get the real answer. So one has to conclude that Suella Braverman somehow has done a deal, or that factor of the party, what should we call it, the nasty side, the side that takes pleasure in having dreams about other people's insecurity. That side of the party has had to be appeased in order to create a stable government, in order to secure unity, and that doesn't augur well. But if that is the only problem, in the broader scope of swings and roundabouts, I think that probably can be dealt with. And it was interesting that the Prime Minister signalled that Suella Braverman's primary goal was policing, was law, was keeping the peace. Her secondary goal was to secure our borders. He didn't make any reference to the Rwanda option. I hope he doesn't, and I hope that option is quietly ignored, though I do know that in the past he has supported that option. I think it's wrong. I think the much better option is to get the staff to boost the Home Office capacity to clear the backlog in applications, not only for asylum, but also for basic visas and basic passports, and the day-to-day business of the Home Office, which is simply swamped by a backlog of back applications, and that's wrong. In any modern government, it's wrong to be so submerged in old bureaucracy. We need to find a breathing space, and the only way to do that is to employ the people to clear the backlog. And the backlog, anyway, I mean, I love the term backlog. It goes back to the Middle Ages. The backlog was the log that you kept burning day and night in your house, and you then remove the curfew in the morning. It's a little box that you placed over the backlog. You removed the curfew, the backlog was slightly glowing, and then you added fresh wood to bring the fire back up to full blaze. That backlog needs to be dealt with.